Strap in. He's hobbling and looks mortified. Eh? Oh my God, Joe! Next thing we know, rectum. You. Ba-bam. Shame on you. Oh my God. Joe, brace yourself.
Hi, can I order tea and 2 sugars, please?
Hello guys and welcome back to Tea and 2 Sugars. I'm Tatty, your host, who again has had a pretty decent week. I've been so productive this week. I have filmed like 18 TikToks, which is beyond anything that I would normally do. I'm really trying to be good at my job. If you don't know, hi, I'm Tatty. I'm a TikToker as well as running this podcast. If you want more stories, head over there. Let's get some multi-action going. But yeah, I filmed loads of TikToks, product videos and story times, and I'm just really impressed with myself. Like, well done me. I'm probably going to do the same tomorrow, fingers crossed. And I'm also going on a super exciting staycation this week with NYX Cosmetics. I'm very, very excited. They're such a funky brand. It's called The Mischief Manor. So I'm very, very excited. Grace is going as well, so that's really cute. Get to spend a bit of time with her. And yeah, I'm very much looking forward to this week. Still feeling funky fresh. We've officially hit February. Congratulations, everyone. This will be like a week late than when it is now, but it's currently the 3rd of February and I'm feeling fresh, funky fresh. A friend told me that I should reintroduce my co-host. This is Joe. For my audio listeners, Joe is a jelly cat little cup and he's adorable. And he was like, maybe you should tell people who Joe is because they're not going to have a clue and they'll be expecting a co-host and they'll just see a cup. It's like, yeah, that's exactly what the situation is. Speaking of cup, in the cup today, again, a classic apple and blackcurrant juice, okay? Just nothing beats it. My Mondays are a little bit hectic when I film these and I just keep forgetting to pick up like some exotic drinks. I was thinking of maybe getting some Dash drinks in, some like funky flavours of Pepsi, some Red Bulls. I've got a Monster, what is it called? Like tropical mango punch or something like that in the car, but I just thought, no, we'll stick with the apple and blackcurrant today. First sip, best sip. All right, let's move on to the first segment of the pod. As you all know, we go into my boiling point and my 2 sugars. So my boiling point for this week, I feel many of my fake tan girly pops will be able to relate to this one. When your fake tan schedule does not correlate and align with the social activities that you have going on. Par example, I fake tanned last Tuesday, okay? I got the staycation on Wednesday. The Lush Liquid Be Bold Tan, Josie Peach's collab, Love My Girls tan, that shit will last you at least 10 days before it starts to like go a bit funky. And when I say go funky, I mean it just isn't there anymore. It fades so nicely. But I realised I'm going to have to start scrubbing twice a day to get this off in time, or I'm going to have to risk looking a little patchy and go over with some instant tan. So guys, I've risked it. I've gone in with my rose and caramel and I've scrub-a-dub-dubbed and I think we're getting there. I have got a bit of the Be Bold Instant Airbrush tan on. If you watch my TikToks, you'll get it. It's such a good tan. I have got a bit of that on at the minute to make me not the same colour as the wall. So that's my boiling point, tan routine not aligning. And then my 2 sugars for the week. My first sugar is a little makeup product. As you all know, I'm a beauty girl. I never thought I would say this. I did not think this would ever come out of my mouth. I have been loving a soft, matte, full coverage foundation. I don't actually know the name of it. Let me find it out. It's the new Anastasia Beverly Hills one. I did buy it myself and then was very, very grateful to have received it too. Okay, it's the Impeccable Blurring Second Skin Matte Foundation. I wear this shade 3W and 2N mixed together. I'm going to try and get a different shade so I don't have to mix. However, it is so nice. I have a wedding on Valentine's Day and I was like, I really want to perfect my base because I look at the girly pops that I'm surrounded by and their base just looks incredible hour after hour after hour, and mine does deteriorate quite quickly. And I think it's because I'm a combo oily girl and I think I've been using products that just don't complement that as best as they possibly could. Whereas this foundation, I'm wearing it today. I hope you like it. It's just so good. Like, my pores do come through a little bit, but it's nothing as bad as they would normally do. And I've always thought, oh, maybe it's just my skin playing up, but no, this foundation is curing those issues. And then my second sugar. This is a little bit of a toss-up between two here. Like I said, I've been really productive this week, and I would like to give myself kudos for my dedication and my discipline. I think discipline has a lot to say for how far you go in life. Fuck it. Let's say that my second sugar is my discipline and how disciplined I've been this week. Last week, my sugar was going to the gym, and I have really stuck with that. I've done so well. So yeah, my self-discipline actually, doing all of that recording last week, uploading like 2 pieces of content on TikTok, then all of the pieces of podcast content. It's really difficult. And listen, there's people with harder jobs than the job that I do, but as someone that gets like overwhelmed quite easily, I do get overwhelmed quite easily. So doing that for this week has been really, really nice, and I'm really seeing the benefits of that. A little tip for self-discipline: if you feel like you're not really the most disciplined and you could be doing better, let's just say this to everyone, the best thing you can do is get up with your alarm. Your first alarm, turn it off and get up. And then you've done your first thing for the day. Winner. Everyone says about making your bed, but no, if you get up with that first alarm, sensational. So those are my boiling points and my 2 sugars. My fake tan routine, the impeccable second skin blurring foundation from Anastasia, and my discipline. Let's get on to the stories. Okie dokie, this story is titled, I accidentally exposed a cheater and then it backfired massively. Story time. This is about the time I accidentally exposed a cheater and somehow I ended up being the villain. So, I was at a cafe just minding my business when I hear the most unhinged conversation happening at the table behind me. The amount of times this happens, me and Grace will be sat at the table, me and Sophia will be sat there, and we just won't be saying anything. We'll just be listening to the conversation and then like giving each other the eye and like kicking each other under the table. I fucking love that shit. So I'm not usually one to eavesdrop, but when a grown man is whispering, babe, my wife is getting suspicious, my ears will perk up. Oh my gosh, me and Joe would be all over that. So this guy, we'll call him Steve, is sitting there all smug, holding hands with this woman who is very much not his wife. Scandalous. And I know this because he keeps reassuring her. She doesn't know anything. I promise. I'll leave her soon. No, he won't. He won't. If he wanted to, he would. Okay? I'm sitting there like, wow. Anyway, I don't know if I should have done this, but I took a sneaky photo. Oh, you crazy girl. She's going all GI detective. And I posted it to my town's local Facebook group with a vague, if your husband's name is Steve and he said he was working late tonight, he's not. I love those TikToks, and it's like, if your husband was on flight LS25 to Mallorca, he is actually cheating on you with several strippers at Ocean Beach. I love that. Did we find him? Did we know him? Who knows? So this is when shit quite literally hit the fan and the post blew up. Comments are flying in. Some people are like, expose him. Others are like, mind your business. And I'm sitting there just like Sherlock Holmes. I literally said this in a post in a podcast the other day, that I posted something like this. And there was such mixed opinions in the chat. Like everyone was like, no, mind your damn business. Other people are like, you need to be a girl's girls and tell her. It's a very, very tricky ground to navigate. However, my phone rings. Oh, Lord, Joe, brace yourself. It is from a blocked number. I simply will not answer. Sorry, I will not be answering that phone call. I don't answer, obviously, but then I get a DM on Instagram from a random account saying, you need to delete the post. Oh, heck. User 7573704 said, you need to delete that post, bitch. Woo! I'm like, oh my God, oh shit. Then, as I'm debating whether I've just ruined a marriage or accidentally put myself in danger, the cafe door burst open. Ba-bam! Entrance. Here we go. Oh my God, so you're still at the cafe whilst this is happening. Jesus Christ, this person moves quick. In walks a fuming woman. Is it the wife? She storms right up to Steve's table and I'm like, oh, fuck. I can imagine you sat there like this. It's not me. It's not me. Jordan's just looked at me like, why have you just slurped that drink? I hate when people slurp, so I do apologise. So she storms right up to Steve's table, and I'm like, oh, fuck. But she looks straight at me and goes, you, what the hell is your problem? Excuse me, sir, I'm just enjoying my nice hot chocolate with my scrambled eggs on sourdough toast. What do you mean? I don't have a problem. You have a problem. Your husband is cheating on you, you lunatic. Turns out she wasn't the wife. Oh, hell. Turns out she wasn't the wife. She was another side chick. Got a white boy on my roster. He'd be feeding me pasta and lobster. God, Steve is just clearing the bench. Now Steve's got 3 angry women. I'm sitting there. The whole cafe is watching this unfold. Steve just shrugged and said, well, this is awkward. Steve, come on, you're clearly a smooth talker. Okay? Can we not think of more words than this is awkward? Like, here's a crazy idea. I'm sorry. Or let's go with the classic. It's not what it looks like, when it quite clearly is. Clearly is. Okay. I grabbed my stuff and I got out of there before I got into actual involved domestic war. But did I do something wrong? Or should I have just sipped my latte and stayed quiet? Nah, fuck it. Cause a scene, bitch. Does the wife know? Did we ever reach the wife? Because we've just targeted 2 side chicks here. So hopefully the wife knows. Gosh, my guy's busy. Does he work? Does he have a full-time job? Or is this his occupation, cheating on his side chicks and wives? No, absolutely not. I'd have done the same thing. I'm actually quite bamboozled that amount of people use Facebook. And also that she must have been local to know that he would be there and to get there so speedy. Maybe she was just at the nail salon. Quick swipe into town chats back. And there he is. Crazy scenes. Stephen, do better, please. But no. I think you did the right thing. I think you did the right thing there. I don't know how she came to the conclusion that it was you. Maybe it was the angle that the photo was taken from. Who knows? Great detective work there, Sunshine. Joe would be very impressed, wouldn't you, Joe? Let's go to story number 2. So this next one is titled The Worst House Guest Ever, and it wasn't even my friend. Ooh, okay. So, my friend, who we will call Sophie, we've got a new character, guys, was in town for the weekend, and she asks if she can stay at mine. Not a problem, right? I like Sophie. Sophie's normal. Good. So glad. Me and a friend were talking the other day about how I don't really enjoy staying at other people's houses that much. Like, I always feel like I'm a burden. Like, I just don't know what to do with myself. Do you want me to cook dinner? I don't know. Like, please allow me to help around the house. I just like my own bed and being able to help. So then she hits me with, oh, by the way, my mate Amy is coming too. Can she stay? Right. Well, I'm not a hotel, so calm your tits. At this point, I feel cornered. I can't say no without looking like a cow. So I just say, yeah, sure. Thinking, what's the worst that could happen? Yeah, of course, you think Sophie's a normal person. So naturally, Sophie's going to be friends with normal people, like Amy. But she's called Amy, so there's clearly something wrong with this bitch. Amy shows up. The first thing I notice, she's brought nothing. Brilliant. Fucking great. No bag, no toiletries. And I say, hi, Amy, where's your stuff? She just laughs and says, oh, I'll just borrow some of Sophie's. Now listen, in friendships, you can what's mine is yours. However, at least make an effort. Has she asked Sophie? Have you even asked your friend if you can borrow some of the stuff? That's a little bit pushy. Sophie literally looks at her like, eh? But before she can say anything, Amy goes, actually, I'll just use some of yours, gesturing to me. No. No, you will actually not. First of all, let's not be assuming that we can use other people's things. Second of all, get out of my house. How are you just... Some people are raised incorrectly, and the bamboozlement is strange. I wonder if she's got this, like, malevolent look in her eye. Like, I'm going to steal all of your things. Got to keep an eye out for those malevolent looks, honeys. I really wasn't okay with this, but fine, whatever. I let it slide because it's just for the weekend and I assume we're talking about shampoo and bits like that. Yeah, shampoo, makeup wipes, maybe a towel, if you will. But no, I was completely wrong. Next morning, oh my God. Oh, hell no. Amy is unhygienic, boys and girls. The next morning, I go to brush my teeth. My toothbrush is already wet. That is fucking vile. Vile behaviour, Amy. You've scrubbed at your scuzzy gums and your plaque-ridden morning breath. Don't even let me think that you have scraped your tongue, you dirty bitch. Now, I know for a fact I hadn't used it yet that morning, so I go to my guest room and I'm like, hi, weird question, but did someone use my toothbrush? She hadn't even bought her own toothbrush. I have in my car a spare toothbrush and toothpaste just in case I'm ever in a situation where one might need it. Sophie looks horrified and she looks at Amy like this. Exactly like that. That's how I'm imagining it. Amy goes, oh yeah, I forgot mine. That all right? Well, not fucking particularly, darling, but you've used it now, so what are we going to do in this situation? I'm going to go bleach my own toothbrush. Or here's a better idea. Trot yourself down to Sainsbury's and get me a nice Oral-B number, a nice electric suitcase, electric toothbrush. That is vile. I bit my tongue, but I still was not happy. That night I come home from work and the smell hits me. What potential smell could this be? Oh. The smell hits me. Something had died in my flat. Yeah, Amy's dignity, apparently. I walk into the kitchen and Amy is standing there, smiling, holding raw chicken with her bare hands. Now, how are we holding chicken? Because I hold raw chicken with bare hands. You just wash your hands in between. Is that a thing that I shouldn't be doing? Do people wear gloves? I just don't like the latex. Do you know what I mean? I go, what are you doing? She goes, well, I saw this recipe on TikTok where you massage the chicken till it's tender. Right. Okay. Whatever. Are we seasoning the chicken with something to be massaged? Just get a better quality chicken. No gloves. Okay, here we go. There is no gloves, no seasoning. She's just fondling a raw chicken. Did you ask the chicken's consent? Okay? I always feel like I should respect the meat. An animal has died for my chicken tenders, for my nice steak, for my gammon. I should respect it. I'm not fucking fondling it. You know when you make a roast dinner and you have to shove all the onions and the rosemary and stuff inside? I always feel like I need to apologise because that feels quite invasive to the chicken. The chicken ain't got a clue what's going on, but you know what I mean. Anyway, I shoot Sophie a look at this point, like, get your mate, and she looks back at me like I have no control over this woman. Well, Sophie, why have you brought her into my house then? You know those people that you just don't let into public? Like, I don't want to be seen with you. You're a great friend behind closed doors, but I actually don't have any friends like this, but I would not be wanting to be seen in public with you. At this point, I am fighting for my life, but I keep my cool and say, okay, maybe just wash your hands. Yeah, she needs to wash her hands or she's going to get food poisoning. Do you know what I mean? God, food poisoning. I'm a seasoned food poison professional at this point. I literally had it about 4 times last year. The first time was from sausages. The second time, I actually don't know what the second time was from. The third time, actually most times were from sausage. Jordan is also a seasoned. Jordan has given himself food poisoning every single time I've gone on holiday. Haven't you?
Yeah, you're not the seasoned vet, it's me.
Jordan is, yeah. I was on holiday in Dubai last year, and obviously with the time difference, I got a phone call at 3 a.m. from Jordan, like, babe, I've got food poisoning.
Well, that wasn't the call, was it?
And I went, oh, babe, get yourself a hot water bottle, for the stomach cramps. Just try and stay as hydrated as possible. He goes, I don't feel well. Me and Grace are lying in bed at 3 a.m. Like, what would you like me to do about that from the United Arab Emirates? Bless you. So I go, maybe wash your hands. And Amy goes, oh, I already did, in the sink. The same sink where I wash my dishes. Have I been living my life incorrectly? Is that not a place you can wash? Just wash the sink. Am I a dirty bitch? Am I scuzzy? Do I need to go back to food tech? So I wake up the next morning and Sophie and Amy are gone. No message, no goodbye. They just vanished. I check my bathroom. My toothbrush is gone. Amy, that bitch, took it with her. Well, did you really want to use it afterwards? Like, I'd be like, absolutely take it. It's all yours, honey pie. At this point, I don't know if she was just oblivious or if she was deliberately trying to piss me off. But am I overreacting, or was this actually even insane of her to do? Would you ever let her stay over again? No. I'd be having strong words with Sophie and I'd be like, listen, hon, I trusted you and you brought that absolute munter into my house. Don't you ever do that again. And before you have anyone over next time, I'll be forming like some sort of vet checks. We need to know her, what's it called? National insurance number. We need to know her family background. Does she have any convictions? Does she know how to correctly brush her teeth and wash her hands? And how many showers does she take a week? That's the initial questions we need to be asking there. Sophie should have never brought her around. I'm really let down by Sophie's actions here because she should have been like, listen, Amy, she's a really good friend of mine. She's letting us stay here for free whilst we're going to see Sabby C, Serena Carpenter. She saved us a lot of money on a hotel. We could at least be, you can at least be respectful. Also, why was she cooking in your house? Was that an agreed thing? Was she making fajitas or something? That's bizarre. Never, ever let her stay over again. I think you need to have a debrief with Sophie because hopefully Sophie's turn around and be like, sort yourself out, Amy. You've just embarrassed me in front of one of my lifelong friends. Yeah, you're not overreacting at all. The toothbrush would have sent me west. Okay? Don't ever touch my toothbrush. Next story. Joe, strap in. We've got a good one here. I accidentally got involved in a family scandal. Ooh, scandalous. My mate invited me to this casual family dinner. Nothing fancy, just a pop round, have some food and meet the parents vibe. I've known her for years, but somehow I've never met her family. So I'm like, yeah, why not? This was a big mistake. A huge mistake. I walk in and straight away, the energy is completely off. That is the worst thing. When you can tell that someone's been having an argument before you go into the house, or when someone's coming around your house and they've sat in the car for an uncomfortable amount of time and then they come in and they're either a little bit too happy or something you can tell the aura is not aura-ring. Her mum hugs me like I've just come home from war. Her dad shakes my hand like I'm signing some sort of contract. God, bit overfamiliar here, aren't we? Then, during dinner, her brother, who I swear I have never met in my life, keeps giving me these weird looks. Do you know, I've had too many a situation recently where I've been having a conversation with someone and I know them. I went to school with them. I went to college with them. I know their first name, but you're just looking at them like, what is your second name? Like, what has gone on there? What's your second name? And then you're just not listening to the conversation because you're like, I know you. Or the absolute worst thing in the world is go, nice to meet you. And they go, we've already met. You're correct. We have met. We have met. You're not wrong there at all. So if you're ever in that situation, guys, where you're meeting someone, you say, nice to see you. So nice to see you. But then I hear people say that to me and I think, you just got no fucking idea if we've ever met before, haven't you? Anywho, back to the story. So he keeps giving me these strange looks, like full on staring at me, squinting, like, head tilted. Is he a dog? Dogs like, I'm trying to focus on my spaghetti, but he is analysing me like I'm some sort of missing person. Maybe he's in love with you. Aw, how cute. Then he goes, sorry, this is so weird, but you look so familiar. Yeah, you may know me from my podcast, Tea and Two Sugars. I laugh awkwardly and I'm like, oh, maybe I've just got one of those faces. Then their mum jumps in way too quickly and goes, nope, definitely not. Never seen her before in our lives. Well, thanks for that, Susan. Thanks for so sure that I have such a bland face that you have never, ever had any thought of me in the past. Okay, it's strange, but whatever. We move on until he says, no, seriously, where did you grow up? So I tell him and his face drops. Like literally full body malfunction. He looks at his mum. She looks at her husband. And I swear to you, I have never seen a more telepathic argument in my life. Oh, I'd be all over that. What's your mate doing in this situation, by the way? Where's your mate at? You know when everyone's like, I have a friend that we can have a conversation with without saying the things that we actually want to say, and it's become my new favourite thing. Then the brother just blurts out, oh my God, oh my God, Joe. Oh my God, this is so fun. I love this podcast so much. Then he just blurts out, Mum, she looks exactly like Dad's ex-girlfriend. Right, well, let's just all take a minute to take that in. You know those things that we could have kept to ourselves. The whole room goes silent. His dad suddenly now won't make eye contact, and his mum is clutching her wine glass. God, careful, Sandra, you might smash the bitch. Craziness. And that's when I realise, oh, fucking hell, I don't look like the ex. I look exactly like the ex. And then the mum, she just downs her wine, slams the glass down and goes, well, that was a long time ago. I'm sorry, what? I have never grabbed my bag so fast in my life. I literally ran out before I found out I was part of a long-lost family reunion. Now, my mate keeps texting me like, haha, so funny, right? And I'm like, is it really? Because now I have to sit here and wonder, do I need to take a DNA test? Like, am I being dramatic or was that suspicious? Sorry, why do we need to take a DNA test? Dad's ex-girlfriend. I'm confused as to why we need to be taking a DNA test here. Jordan, any ideas on that one?
Is she insinuating that her mate? Nah. I don't know.
Because I was under the impression that maybe the dad's had a girlfriend whilst also having a wife. That's why the mum's not the biggest fan. But the mum was so happy to see you. This family are lunatics. I can't crack this. I can't crack this one at all. It's giving Addams Family vibes. How old are we? Because I'm imagining that we're like 20, 25, but we could be in our 50s. We could. Golly, gosh. That is awful. And surely you would have recognised the dad. Gosh, what a time to be alive. Hope the mum's hand's all right from smashing that glass. Long lost family reunion. I'm confused. Anyway, well, I hope you're still friends with you. Your friend seems to have taken it quite well, to be honest. Just never, ever go round for spaghetti bolognese ever again. I don't know why the brother felt the need to bring that up then and there. Maybe he doesn't particularly like the father. Maybe he doesn't like the mum. And he's trying to, shove it in his mum's face. Wow. Well, if you did date the dad, big slay for you. Hope he had a lot of money. But it does sound very suspicious. Very suspicious. And I love that the dad shook your hand. Imagine being the ex-girlfriend turning up to the house and the man you're having an affair with shakes your hand. Oh, wounded. Wounded. Okay, let's go on to our next story. Hold on to your hats, sunshines. Joe, buckle in, because this one, I actually fear I have the shakes. I've just read through this one again to make sure that I can read the words. Strap in. This one is titled, I thought I had seen it all as a doctor, but then Steve walked in. Story time. I'm a doctor and I've been working in A&E for years. I've seen some things that would make you question humanity in self. I can imagine. Like, A&E workers must get it all. The bad, the good, the bad, and the ugly. But nothing prepared me for one day I had a man walk in. We'll call him Steve. Instantly, I'm concerned. So, it's a normal night. People coming in with broken bones, weird rashes, the usual. I have the funniest A&E story. It's not actually that funny. One time at band camp, I had slipped and sprained my wrist, and my mum was squeezing hand cream out, and there was like the little dregs of it left, and it splurted out straight onto the woman in front. Now it was like a white cream, and she had a black coat on and a gorgeous bouncy black bob, and it just went all up in her hair, all down the back of her seat, and it looked a little bit suspicious for a short period of time, and we just didn't tell her it was there. So if that was you, I'm really sorry, but you did make mine and Mum's A&E experience a heck of a lot more entertaining. So this is when a young bloke walks in. He's hobbling and looks mortified. What? I know that walk. It's a very specific walk. That's the something is up there that shouldn't be up there kind of walk. I keep a straight face because I am what? A professional. But internally, I already know that this is going to be a story. And here we are today, everyone, enjoying this moment together. I hope you've all got a snack. No, actually, stop eating. Stop. What if you're eating tea, stop now. I take him into a cubicle, do the whole non-judgmental doctor voice. So, Steve, what brings you here today? No, that was quite judgmental, actually. That was quite sarcastic. So, Steve, what brings you here today? Yeah, okay, got it. My guy looks at me and mumbles, I've got stomach pain. Cool. I'm like, right. When did it start, Stephen? He is avoiding eye contact completely at this point. And he goes, a few hours ago. Stephen, give me more information, please, honeybee. We've got an 8-hour wait in this A&E and you're giving if, buts and maybes. I need to know the story. You still listening, Joe? I just know exactly where this is going. So I cut to the chase and I say, Steve, is there anything you might have inserted? And he freezes, looks at the floor and takes a deep breath. He then whispers, oh my gosh. Whatever you think this is going to be, I can promise you my life savings, it is not going to be the thing that is up his arse that you think it is. Let's just take a moment now. If you're on TikTok, YouTube, Spotify, just write what you think Steve could have put up his own arse. Let's take a minute. Boo! Steve looks at me and he says, I think it was a gerbil. A gerbil, as in the marsupial ass furry looking thing that they have as school pets. The gerbil. I think I misheard him. I said, sorry, Steve, did you say gerbil? And he nods. This poor fuzzy little friend. What a traumatising time it must have had. He then nods. Now I have so many questions, but I keep it together. I don't know how. I'd have actually laughed in this motherfucker's face. What the fuck do you mean there's a gerbil, a rodent up your arsehole? I keep it together and I say, do you think the gerbil is still in there? He shakes his head and says, I don't think so. What do you mean how do you not know? How do you not know if you have anything inserted up there? You know? So at this point, I'm trying so hard not to react. This is such a girlies get in the break room, I've got something to tell you situation. I tell him we'll need to do an x-ray. He nods, looking like he wants the ground to swallow him whole. Yeah, as he should. Because this is abuse, okay? This poor little animal was just going about his day, squirreling around, eating his nice carrots and lettuce and cucumber sticks. Next thing we know, wrecked him. And when the results come back, I swear to you, it was a gerbil. I actually have to step outside for a second, not to laugh, but because, I need to be professional, but just to process the fact that I'm now the doctor in charge of removing a fossilised rodent from this man's rectum. You know what, you signed up to that night shift thinking, hope there's no weird shit that happens today. I hope everyone comes out today happy and healthy and safe. No, rodent rectum. So I go back in and I'm like, listen, Steve, mate, do you know how long it's been in there? And he just shakes his head. He goes, I thought it got out. It ran in and never came back. Like it just set up camp and died of old age up there. Of course, I didn't believe a word of what he had said, but we got it out. He left, and I don't ever want to know how it got there. But all I'm saying is, if your pet disappears in a weirdly specific way, maybe you need to check in on Steve first. This is fucking barbaric. That is, apparently, this is a thing I have learnt today. Don't ask me how. It's called... Joe, cover your ears. Grandma, turn off. It's called gerbiling. It's a thing that people do. And if you go onto TikTok and search gerbil ling x-ray, you'll see pictures of the x-rays that people have. Now listen, I'm not going to kink shame anyone ever. What for you, Jordan, what?
I've just Googled it.
What?
And it is a real thing.
Yeah, it is a real thing. Jordan has just Googled gerbiling, and it is a real thing that people do. Now, I'm not here to kink shame anyone.
Not just gerbils.
Sorry?
It's not just gerbils.
What else is it?
Other small, live animals. I thought they'd be dead at least.
Read a book. Do some volunteer work. Don't do that. That's bizarre. I'm not here to kink shame, but I'm shame on you. Big shame on you. That's fucking vile. You know, enjoy that area of your body in whatever means you feel necessary. Do not bring live animals into this situation at all. I check out Ann Summers. I'm sure they've got something that'll tickle your pickle. Oh, good God. That is fucking vile. That is absolutely disgusting. And I feel so sorry for the gerbil, for one, deserved a better life. And also for you, the doctor that's had to do that. How do you get that out? Is it a tweezer's job? Do it pinch?
I don't know, because you don't want to...
You don't want to pull it...
cause it any harm if it's still alive.
Jordan, it wouldn't still be alive, be for real.
Google says the practices of live animals.
Yeah, of live animals, but I'm sure it's not staying up there for a long time. I can't believe this is where this podcast has gone. Right. That's the end of that. Anywho, that is our last story. We've gone out with a bang there, guys. I really hope you enjoyed today's episode. If you would like to send in a story, head over to any of our socials, our Instagram and TikTok. It is Tea&Two Sugars Podcast on Instagram and Tea&Two Sugars Pod on TikTok. You'll get little intimate? You'll get little cuts of stories there which you can enjoy, and head to the link and you'll find it where it says send in your stories here. I absolutely love reading them, and of course we pick up the most dramatic and the most feral ones. You can also add little pictures in there if you so wish, which is super fun. I love seeing them, and I hope you enjoy this week. Happy Wednesday. I hope your week's going well so far, and Joseph and I will see you next week. Oh, next week as well, guys, I'm going to do all of my own stories. They will be a tatty tell-all episode to celebrate 1 month of Tea&Two Sugars. So until then, I'll see you later. Tatty bye. Mwah.
Please fill my cup. Am I really asking for much? It's been a long week, I'm looking for fun. Please fill my cup. Find me under the sun. SOS, I'm just looking for a good time. Oh, 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 oh. And I'm singing like, whoa.